by the water that's steady getting taller.
Whose side are you on? Jesus or OJ? Welcome to the White Bronco Show.
That was a hell of a segue.
That's our new intro we got going on. I don't know if you like that or not.
That's it. No more rhymes.
No more rhymes. We're just trying that one out. We're seeing which way our fans are going.
Jesus or OJ?
Jesus or OJ. But let me introduce our guest tonight. First of all, our co-host Aaron Bendersky is not here. He is Ukrainian and got drafted to the front lines of the war again in Russia.
Is he a Russian Ukrainian? Is he pro-Russia or is he a rebel?
Well, he'll tell Russian strippers that he is Russian, but he's Ukrainian through and through, and he's fighting for Ukraine.
Oh, so he is fighting for Ukraine. See, that was the big question I wanted to know. I know he's he does that Russian Ukrainian thing, and he plays both sides when it's convenient, which is totally cool. I get that, but yeah. I didn't know, like when it comes down, I mean, when the hookers are gone and the blow is gone and there's no more trannies or hermaphrodites around, like what
what's
side
the point?
Is he on? What side's he on?
Then what's the point?
Well, listen, we're all on our own side when there's trannies and hookers and blow around.
Amen. You got to be on your own side.
That's what I'm saying.
He follows his dick. And speaking of following your dick, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have comedian Bruce Jingles.
Hey,
welcome to the White Bronco Show.
How are you?
I'm so happy you're finally come in. I wanted you to be the first guest because you're one of my oldest friends in comedy.
Thank you.
We've
I'm glad
had
to be here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was busy. I always like working with Blaine. I always like coming over to Chaotic Radio.
Yeah, it's good that you've been busy though. You know what I mean?
Thank God.
We spent a lot of hours together, driving to shows in the car, going to shows, doing shows together, smoking crons.
Amen.
That's
you
a
know
lie.
what I mean?
That's a lie.
Yeah, and it's been good. But the most fun I've had with you in green rooms and driving to shows is talking wrestling. So there's a lot going on this week in wrestling that I really wanted to. I'm glad we can sit down and talk. So
this has been one of the most tragic weeks in wrestling. Well, actually, the last couple of months have been the most tragic. It does come in threes. Of course, the late great Dusty Rhodes, baby, the American Dream. But he passed away. Then Hogan's career.
Right.
Hogan's career passed away.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
It died a tragic death. And the shocker, the hot rod.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper. That one cuts deep.
I know that you have stories about him. I want to know your favorite moment with him, but let's keep it funny first. Let's try to keep it funny, and let's start with Hulk Hogan before we get into the rowdy stuff. So let's talk Hulk. What do you think about that? And
I think he got a raw deal.
Wait. Bruce Jingles in the 80s, what kind of Hulk fan were you?
I like Piper.
Okay, you like Piper.
I was a Piper fan. I was more of a Piper JYD fan, so I crossed over. Of course, you had to like Hogan because he was the lead-in guy. You know what I mean? But I wasn't too crazy about him. I was cool with him when he was in Rocky III. Thunderlips, baby.
Yeah.
The eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of there, Rock.
Yeah. Get out of there. Yeah. So I've always been a fan of wrestling. I grew up in Los Angeles. My father and my uncles were wrestling fans.
Where were you when Ricky the Dragon Steamboat jumped off the top rope for the first time?
What year that was? What 78?
You were like eating cereal on Saturday
I was
morning.
like 8 years old. No. It's if he jumped off the top rope the first time, that'd be like
it was like 83, 84.
Early 70s. If you're talking
Ricky?
WWE,
no, Ricky the Dragon, not his dad, Ricky the Dragon.
No, Ricky the Dragon. He remember he was part of that whole Hulk Hogan era. So he was on Hulk Hogan Rock and Roll Wrestling. So that was 82.
Yeah, that's about when it happened.
That's 82, 83. Yeah. So before that, you would have to think he's been in 10 years before that. So it had to be like 72.
He was young.
He had to be 10 years before that. Remember, they had indies. It's always come down to the indies.
Hey, regardless, let's get to Hulk Hogan. What do you think of him saying the N-word? Because why
are people surprised?
Well, he just got done laying the wood to his best friend's wife.
Yeah, so he's not really a cool dude.
Yeah, so he really didn't care. And by the way, that was a setup. That was the most uncomfortable sex scene I've ever seen.
A tell-all sex tape?
Yeah.
Dude, I turned it off, dude. It was like watching WrestleMania 8.
The whole time he's laying the wood to Bubba's wife, he's talking about his kids.
Wait,
like he's
really?
like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's thrusting and pumping, talking about the kids.
Yeah, because he's pissed off at Brooke.
Yeah.
Wait. Can you watch it? Like,
Yeah.
you watch? Is it a good angle?
It was anger sex.
Yeah.
Is it a good angle, or is it like just one high angle?
Yeah, it was angry sex with no leg drop.
Hey, why should people not be surprised that he said it?
Because number one, because he's a 61-year-old white man from Florida. I don't know if you're listening, Blaine. If you'll agree with me. Number one, he's a 61-year-old white man from Florida. So what 61-year-old white man from Florida has never said the N-word? Okay?
Well,
it's the South.
Let me ask you a question, Bruce. Let's be honest here for a second. When you're in the privacy of your own home, or when you're just getting done banging your best friend's wife, you
say what you want.
Yeah.
You can't, because I think we all say things that we shouldn't, right?
And if you can't say it in the comfort of your own home, where the fuck are you going to say it?
Yeah. If you
Have you
can't
ever
say it
told
in the
a lie
comfort of
right
your own
after-
home, or your best friend's bedroom when you're banging his wife, where can you say it?
Did he call Zeus a nigger and no holds barred? No.
No, he didn't.
You know,
That's great.
That's
you know,
true.
you know what I mean? Seriously.
I think he called him brother.
Yeah. Did he say nigger in fucking Thunder in Paradise with fucking Chris Lemon?
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
But he was in his own home.
I think he did
Pillow
call Don
talk.
Lemon on CNN. I think he did call him the N-word.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Nonetheless, he was in the privacy in his own home. He was not doing a promo. He was not out at a convention. He was not at a bar.
Right.
He was just got through fucking, and he was pissed off and frustrated. And when you're pissed off and frustrated, what are you going to say is the most vile shit that comes to mind first? You're not going to say that nice African American gentleman. Fuck no.
So Bruce says, as a black man, do you hold it against him that he has those thoughts?
What about Dog the Bounty Hunter?
No, dude, I met him. Dude, I met him before. He's nice to me.
Where'd you meet the Hulk?
I met him with RBD at the Comedy Store.
Oh shit! Did he called you brother like 6
Hey,
times?
brother, and I did RBD's
brother?
And I did RBD's podcast. When he had one of his podcasts, I did it, and Hogan came on. I got Hogan to say motherfucker, and then motherfucker brother. So it was awesome.
That's pretty sweet.
But I don't do I think it's a raw deal? Yes. Do I understand why WWE did what they did? Yes. It's a publicly traded company. They had to do shit like that. Do I think his legacy should be erased? No.
Hey, you want to hear something fucked up? My friend's an artist in Venice Beach, and he's like, I'll paint you a picture. What do you want? And I was like, I want a fucked up hotel room, like coke and just drugs and alcohol.
Oh, you want the 80s?
No, and I want Dog the Bounty Hunter and Hulk Hogan high-fiving after they just tag team a chick.
Why?
And both of those guys in the last 2 months have been caught on the phone or on a sex tape saying the N-word. So now I'm like, that would have been the most racist.
Dog was a while back,
picture.
wasn't it?
Dog was a while ago.
Did
Did
he do it again?
No.
But that picture would be racist today if my friend drew it.
What? Dog looks like nigger was his first word.
And keep it.
Nigger. He said it. Here's a cookie.
His dad was crying. He's like, that's better than daddy.
Dude, I know. Just like grandpa. Come on, you can't tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be more.
Keep in mind that this Hogan thing happened like 3 years ago.
Yeah. No, it was like
and
a little more.
And by the way, no, it was like 3 years.
Oh, the tape said that was 3 or 4 years ago.
When he actually banged
I've jerked to that then.
We actually banged her. And then the other thing too that's funny about this that I was kind of laughing because it's Hulk's fault that this is out because only the sex part of the tape was released originally, and then when Hulk is suing Gawker for like $500
so
million,
everything came out.
They had to pull the whole tape, and then
everything became public.
And it was okay when he was saying it on video, but when they wrote it down and it was in a court document, and they're like, Hulk Hogan says, "I hate all these," then that was like that's when people just
because you can't take it's like text. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When somebody texts you something and you get pissed off because you don't know how they worded it, you're just reading it verbatim. There's no.
I call it the feel good factor, man.
Yeah.
I don't think he hates black people at all.
No, he doesn't.
I think he would say like if it was.
I think he hates
if
certain
it was a
black
Mexican
people.
guy, he probably would have called him,
No, I think
racist
it's
Mexican.
I think he hates certain black people.
I don't think he hates Mexican people though.
There was a black actor, I forget his name. He was defending Hulk, and he goes, if I had seen that guy coming after my daughter, I'd have said the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There have been a few.
I forget who it was. He was like, oh no, hell, keep that little N-word away from my daughter.
Even like Dennis Rodman defended him, Tito Ortiz defended him, Virgil defended him.
I think that's who it was Virgil was like, if that guy was making a run at my daughter, he'd have got the same response.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, people are forgetting that that's his baby girl.
That's his baby girl.
On her back with her legs in the air. And, and this brother who's been known to run through chicks is
he's going to fuck my baby girl. Now you ain't sticking your nigger dick in my baby girl. Fuck that. I pay for her fucking college, and you keep your coon.
Hey, speaking of,
keep your coon stick away from my baby girl. Goddamn, we're Christian. This is a Christian household. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The best storyline ever about a father's daughter getting fucked was when Val Venus was fucking Stephanie McMahon back in the day. That was the best. And there's just like a scene where it shows Val Venus at a hotel, and he's just like in a towel, and he just Stephanie comes up behind him. Gives him a hug, and he just closes the curtains, and then you just see McMahon like backstage
go nuts,
just freaking out. It was amazing.
Go nuts. Or remember when the Japanese, I forget the Japanese character, when they cut off Val Venus's dick?
Oh yes. Oh, dude. Well, I think they just threatened to.
No, they do, and then they cut it off. or when Stone Cold went to Brian Pillman's house.
I don't remember that.
And he brought a gun to Brian Pillman's house.
That's awesome.
And that was right before Brian Pillman died too. So I know
my favorite WWF moment is when McMahon's in the hospital, and then Stone Cold comes in like as a doctor.
I'll take it over here, nurse.
Yeah, and just fucking wails on him. Wails on him.
That was the introduction of Mr. Sacco, by the way.
Okay, so
it was
because Mick Foley came by and he was Mr. Sacco, and
let me ask you guys questions. Okay, now and you got to base this on your age and everything. And what era of wrestling do you like better? Let's say 80s and before, 90s, or 2000s and today. Because the 90s, the 90s had, that's when The Rock was there. That's when WCW, WWF was going on, and that's when Stone Cold was at his prime. So was it the 80s and before, the 90s, or the 2000s?
90s, 100% the 90s.
Yeah, I have to go with that. I grew up 70s, 80s.
But you were an adult in the 90s.
Yeah, that's why I loved it, because it was like, oh shit, they're going the extra mile. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like with all the Attitude Era.
Did you guys go to Royal Rumble 2000 at the pond?
I did. Yes, I did.
I was there, baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It is such the 90s were so powerful.
Yeah, because dude, and you're flipping back between the Monday Night Wars, you're flipping back between WCW and WWF, or the infamous night when they did the simulcast when Vince took over WCW, and I own them both. Yeah. And it turned out
that's a great McMahon.
Yes, dude, and dude, I got chills that night because he was sitting in the green room. They did the lead, and he goes WCW and WWF, and they do a pan to him, and he goes, and I own them both. And it was before social media, right? So everybody went nuts. Then they did the simulcast, and then Shane came in, and it was a McMahon that signed the contract, but it wasn't Vincent McMahon. It was Shane McMahon. And then you see the Vince, which started the invasion.
Do you ever get a feeling like Bruce could cut a promo right now at any minute? Just go on?
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
That's one of the greatest moments in wrestling history right there.
Serious. That's one of the things. That was one of things that helped me with stand-up, watching promos.
I do like
a good promo is.
Yeah. I feel like the WCW pushed the WWF, and TNA's never been able to come close to that.
There's no way. Because they don't have the TNA doesn't have the money, and if they spend the money, they spend it on a big name. They have all kinds of talent, but the writing sucks. Everything sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The talent is there.
Well, part of for me what the allures of WCW and WWF was the rotating road show. Where were they going to be this week?
Yeah.
TNA is always on that.
Always in the same set,
in
dude.
Florida.
Wait.
That's why. I'm sorry, but that's why RVD loved working for TNA. You know what I mean?
Because he didn't have to travel.
Yeah, he didn't have to fucking travel. He just go from LA, go to Florida, go see his parents. His parents live in Florida. Yeah. Call it a day, dude. There 2 days, boom, you're back. WWE, you're on that, dude. tedious, and especially with all his years, and he's like over 20 years in. So I get it. But they're both different. I mean, their product, DNA's product
Let's
is
talk
crap.
Playboy and WWF. Did you guys get the China and Sable editions when they came out?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because those are the first Playboys I ever had kept under my mattress for till I was 18.
Well, Brock Lesnar got the Sable one because he's married to her now.
Really?
Yeah, that's who Brock Lesnar is married and has kids.
How does she look today?
She's still very attractive.
Okay. All right, hey, let's keep this thing personal. We're talking big picture shit here with the WF. Let's talk about you, and let's hear some stories about your good friend who passed away.
Well, he wasn't a good friend. He was more of an acquaintance. I'm not saying I went to his house. Like he wasn't like RVD. I mean, but every time he saw me, he was always nice, gave me a hug. He was a sweetheart. You know
that's the story you get from everybody.
Dude, he was a fucking sweetheart, dude. He would come up to me, "Hey, Jingles, it's good to see you." And give me a big hug, and we talk. We have it like a drink, and we just talk. And you listen to his stories. His stories were amazing. Okay, that's the difference between that's what happens with a lot of these guys that are wrestlers that come into stand up, like Mick Foley, like Rowdy. They tell stories. It's stories. Right. You know what I mean? Like the difference between them and RVD is RVD doesn't talk wrestling. He talks everything else but wrestling. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the difference. But you would love to hear Piper stories because you go back to being that kid watching on Saturday morning him and Mr. Fuji and, George Animal, all those old school. And I know you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Wait, did you ever smoke crons with him?
Yes.
Really? Like, okay, his name's on the Comedy Store. It's on the wall.
Yes.
And where? At the Comedy Store?
Yes.
Or
Comedy Store.
That's the best.
Parking lot.
That's the best.
Yeah, and it's
Roderick George Toombs, 61 years old.
Yes, and that's why this one hurts.
Married to the same woman since 1982.
Yes,
I mean that right there.
That shows you.
I honestly believe that's a mark of a man. Like that'll tell you a little bit about a man.
Yeah, especially the mark of a wrestler that was at his caliber. I mean, look at all the cats that he came up with that are twice divorced and blah 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 and had scandals. He never had a scandal.
Yeah.
Never had a scandal.
And how was his stand-up?
As a fan, it was great. You as a working comic, you would see where he needed to tighten stuff up.
Right.
But you saw where he was going, and that's what made it. It just it breaks my it really is. Ugh. It's different when you know. It's not like Dusty. You know what I mean? Was I sad when Dusty Rhodes passed?
Dusty was much older.
Yes. Was I sad? And you had to expect it with Dusty because you would see Dusty doing. He would look unhealthy. But with Dusty, there was no personalization. I didn't know Dusty. Dusty didn't know. Dusty didn't see me. Like, "Hey, Bruce Jingles, it's good to see you, baby. You're here at the Comedy Store, and I brought Sapphire. We're going to have a chitlin pizza and watch you do your 15 minutes and everything." There was no, personalization. Was there the only level of personalization was growing up? My family loved Dusty. My mom loved Dusty Rhodes. Why? Because he sounded black. That was her excuse why she loved Dusty Rhodes, because he sounded like her brother. Right, so you talk about hard times. I'll tell you about hard times. Hard times is being a white man that sounds black and drinking from the black water fountain. Those are hard times,
Hey, Bruce, what 3 wrestlers have influenced your comedy the most? Just like, I mean, they're like a wrestling personality is very influential on someone's comedy.
Austin.
If you're a fan of okay, what else?
Austin, McMahon.
Okay, definitely.
He does. He really is. He's the light on the candle.
Yeah, because you gotta think the way he sells shit.
He's the best. He's my all-time favorite. He's my fucking all-time favorite.
Stone Cold, you're fired.
Austin, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. And Jim Ross. Jim Ross is a wrestling personality to me,
Yep.
and Jim Ross. So, my God,
Here's my God. No, I can't do it. I can't do my Jim Ross right now. It's too much like.
Somebody stop this! Look at the carnage! Look at the like when Austin came back after that leave, and he took on
God damn it, no!
on
God
Bischoff.
Damn it, no! It's Hell in a Cell.
When
it's Hell in a Cell.
No, when Austin took on Bischoff at No Way Out. After Bischoff, they did the promo and beat the shit out of JR. Stone Cold! There are 15,000 standing. Why the hell can I stand? You know what I mean? And King's like, oh, we got to stand up to Stone Cold. In 20 years, I have never seen anything like this.
I like when the puppies would come around to the King and be like,
oh,
here's the puppies. He'd be like, put those puppies away.
Put those Or when Godfather would come out and, those are some West Roncality hoes right there. just the shit they did on during the Attitude Era.
Okay, so we're comparing your comedy
and The Rock. The Rock was very. And there's a top 4.
Okay,
I think that's what I think wrestling sucks now. There's nobody good on the mic.
Right.
The mic skills are done.
Right.
They're gone. All you have is
You didn't
Cena.
like Coach? You didn't like when Coach was announcing?
When The Rock was fuck with him, I like that shit.
Only that part.
Though that shit was funny. I like Coach, but he wasn't JR. Look at Michael Cole. Michael Cole sucks.
So nobody knows how to cut a promo, though.
Nobody knows how to cut a promo
nobody
anymore.
on the roster. Do you think Mean Gene helped everybody learn how to cut promos back in the day?
Yeah, but
you kind of got to have a foil, right? You got to.
No, I think Mean Gene and Heenan did.
Yeah, you got to have.
I think Jesse Devati did. I think Gorilla Monsoon did. I think Gorilla Monsoon was one of the first ones because remember, Gorilla Monsoon owned part of the WWF.
Yeah. So he had a vested interest.
He had a vested interest.
Who's the hottest piece of fucking ass to ever go through the WWF or WWE?
That's a really,
one.
really tough question because
I'm sorry. I've been indoctrined into this by only owning this Playboy for like the first 2 years of ever owning a magazine was China. So I'm obsessed with her. I beat to her new porns, all up in it, hitting views.
I watched one and I was like,
she can.
You know what I mean? But
standing 69.
But I remember the China from when she was with Triple H before all the surgery and shit. When she looked like Alice the Goon. That's. You know what I'm talking about. We should have wore the hat with the flower on top.
But
I
don't know a single dude who would probably pass up sex with her though.
No, because they're dudes and
she's not bad.
My opinion, the hottest women that were successful.
Sure, or just to you, the one that you wish you could have had sex with.
Keebler.
Yeah.
Keebler.
Stacy Keebler.
Because she's tall. The legs.
Yeah, Stacy Keebler.
The legs. Stephanie McMahon.
Do you remember?
Stephanie McMahon is very attractive.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, as far as someone who could actually wrestle, I would have banged Lita, no problem.
Oh, dude, all day.
Lita did something for.
Do you remember
Trish Stratus.
Royal Rumble 2000? The women did a fucking where they were strapped together, Sable and Jacqueline.
Oh, that would have been so good.
They were connected, and then they would whip each other with the thing they were connected with. It was amazing. You could hear it from like the fucking back of the pond.
That's another thing too. I think it's sad that there's never been a black diva that really like.
No, there was. There was the one, and the one whose titties popped out.
That was Jacqueline. Her titties would pop out.
But she never like.
She rolled with the Nation while
she was always an EC Dub chick. You know what I mean? She came in during.
Bruce, who would be a good black person or woman that could come into the WWF like
I don't know.
Nicki Minaj or
someone
like
no.
There's nobody. There's no actress.
There's no one that does. There's no black crossover. They have to be a black woman that's her own character.
You weren't down with Jacqueline though?
Oh, I was down with Jacqueline, but she didn't get that. You know what I mean?
She wasn't even like the mulatto brother that they try to pass off on you.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's black.
No, she's coal black.
Jacqueline's black.
Yeah, she's black. Yeah, she's blacker than Dick Cheney's soul. You know what I mean? She's black.
Okay.
I mean, she's gonna stand out. She's gonna stand out next to Wesley Snipes, but I mean, she's not this. I love it when they bring out some quarter black, mulatto, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a black.
Oh,
guy.
yeah,
That's not black.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to remember, wrestling is a Southern sport.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's a good fact.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's why there is racism in wrestling? Fuck yes, there is. To this day. But you have to have a selling point. You have to have a face. Look at Ronda Rousey. She's hot.
Oh, bitch.
And she kicks fucking ass.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, why haven't they pushed her fighting Cyborg? Why didn't they push Cyborg that hard? Why didn't they push that Gina
Cyborg
chick?
is ugly as
because Cyborg is ugly as the day is long, and she's not selling tickets. Ronda Rousey, full crossover appeal. She is the face of not only UFC, of MMA, and now she's going to be the face of sports entertainment because she's already signing she was at WrestleMania earlier this year. She's going to be the face. She's a face. Okay.
Yeah, no, she's big. She's
money. No, she's money.
But look, WWF is better than her. Better than the UFC.
WWE.
I'm sorry, WWE. It's better than her. It's better than that. It has a longer history. I hope she makes the crossover at some point. It'll be later on in her career. But look, we compared your comedy to 4 wrestlers, and we asked our guest this also. If you could compare your comedy to a movie, is there a movie you could think of?
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles? Excellent. That's a great answer.
You shifty nigga. They said you was hung, and they was right. Which is, I watch Blazing Saddles at least once a month. Okay, it was the first movie my parents took me to see. Okay, back in 1973. Okay, at the Walk-In in downtown LA, when downtown LA still had walk-ins and are safe, they weren't porn huts and all that shit. And back when you could sit and leave your kid right there, and your parents can go fucking your mom give your dad a hand job across the way, but they can keep an eye on your kid. Okay, that was the first movie, and I got every joke in that movie. Not that it was simplistic, but it was just so brilliant. It was I loved it, and I loved that movie ever since.
Favorite movie today?
It's still my favorite comedy of all time.
Excellent.
It would never be made today. It couldn't be made.
There's no way.
It could not be made today.
There was talk of Chappelle doing it, and there's no way. Because everybody's too PC and too fucking sensitive.
Yeah,
okay?
it could not be made today. And comedy has changed.
And people say, oh, that movie's racist. No, it's not racist. It's making fun of racism. It's making fun of stereotypes. It's making fun of all hate. Everybody was fucked with in that movie.
Everybody.
Everybody.
And that's your
Another
comedy.
great scene. The Dom DeLuise scene. The French Mistake. When they had the big fight in the climax and they're going through all the sets. And Dom DeLuise is the director, and they do the dun 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 dun. Throw out your hands, stick out your tush, hands on your hips, give them a push. You'll be surprised you're doing the French mistake. Voila! They're making fun of gays. Okay, and then Dom DeLuise goes up and goes, "You guys got this wrong, you sissy Marys, and watch me faggots." And then he goes right into it because he's gay. And then he goes, do you understand? He goes, and they all, yes. He goes, oh, it sounds like steam escaping. And then he goes back to filming, and then the fight breaks out. Everybody was made fun of.
If I had to compare my comedy to a movie to bring it back to wrestling, it would be The Wrestler. It's a lot of lonely days, a lot of shitty crowds.
You haven't done the road like that, though.
I haven't done the road, but I'm already beat up, and I know it's going to end where I look at like probably an open mic for my stripper girlfriend to be there in the silhouette of the doorway. She's not going to be there, and I'll probably
when you do the road, you can talk that shit.
I mean, I've got a little dirty on the road.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you haven't done the road like
a wrestler.
No, or like a comic. That's why I get along with a lot of wrestlers because we die the same. We die in hotel rooms. We have lonely lives, and that's
if whenever I hear about someone having a heart attack in their bed or in their sleep,
scares the fuck out of me.
I think that they're probably having a nightmare, and I like to think what do you think that person was having? What do you think he was having a nightmare about?
I don't want to think about it because that's how my father died of a heart attack, and I think that's how I think I'm gonna go out.
Heart attack?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't. Come on, please.
Hey,
of course I do.
Hey, but before you go, when is your next show?
I'll be at the. No, that's a nice segue.
Yeah, that's a great segue.
I'll be at.
No, really, when?
I'll be at actually this Friday on the 7th. I'll be at the Dirty at 12:30 at the South Point Casino in beautiful Las Vegas.
Excellent.
At midnight. It's an amazing show. Voted the best show in Vegas, hosted by Gabe Lopez.
I pay Russian strippers in Vegas to listen to this show, so they'll hear that message.
Well, Dos Vidonja. You tell. Make sure one of them's Lana. Make sure one of them's Lana, who, in my opinion, is the hottest diva right now. The Russian chick Lana.
I don't know who that is.
She's blonde. Look her up.
On WWE?
Yeah.
I take your word for it. Any blonde Russian European is probably fucking hottest chick in the world. But Bruce, thank you for coming on.
Oh, by the way, I'm at the Ontario Improv August 25th.
August 25th. What time?
8 o'clock. Tickets are on sale right now. Go to www.improv.com. Get your tickets right now.
Hey, Bruce.
Or follow me on Facebook or Instagram or Golden Grams or whatever.
Hey, I just want to publicly, thank you for everything. Thank you for coming on the show.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
I love you too. I love coming here and getting nerded out.
Yeah, and come back anytime.
I hope so.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Bruce.
Be well.
Getting blue when I got the call from young Drew. He was speaking Islamic, but I can understand it. He said, Al-Bubu, the eagle.